Hi, this is Robin Surgeoner interviewing Kuli Kohli about her new poetry collection for Together 2012 TV. So Kuli, um, please could you give us a brief introduction to who Kuli Kohli is?
Well, I am a Wolverhampton-based poet. I'm a mother of three children. I work in the council full time for the last 32 years, and I've had in the past. Last year, I had my story told by the BBC News online, and I was featured on the BBC One Sunday Morning Live, which was amazing for me. So, and I've had two books. This book was the first poetry book that got published by Office Press, and and then I just I just carried on with my writing in between my work, in between my life, in between everything. I didn't stop writing.
So absolutely brilliant. I mean, and as I said at the beginning, you've just released a new poetry collection. So can you tell us what it's called? And actually why you chose that name?
Well, as you showed, as Robin said, it was called a Wonder Woman, and a Wonder Woman is basically what people think of me as as a poet rather than a a real physical Wonder Woman. I'm not physical Wonder Woman. I'm a you know I've got lots of words flying around my head, and I like poetry, and that's what makes me the Wonder Woman.
I do remember you dressing as Wonder Woman, actually, for our
I love I loved the show. I loved her, but I could never compare myself with her, and now I can.
so um kind of what got you into writing and more latterly, I guess, performing your poetry?
When I was a child, I loved listening to poetry. The teachers used to tell me stories in poetry, and they used to, you know, uh, I recite poetry, and I really I could remember it. So it was like something that I could remember, and it was positive stuff. So it was really nice. And then I started writing poetry myself as soon as I started using a typewriter, because that was my way out. I couldn't, my handwriting was terrible, and I couldn't read my own writing, so that was no good really. So when I got the typewriter, everything flowed at me.
And when did you move on to performing poetry?
Well, a few years ago, I could not do performance. I was so scared of it. I used to think people are going to laugh at me, or I'll fall down on the stage. I could not. There's no confidence there. But I think, Robin, you made the first performance for me to make me to do that story in one of your shows. Yes, and that's when I started my journey of performance poetry.
And it's been a meteoric rise. I'm so impressed. I mean, you've traveled loads of places. So at the nub of all of this, what inspires you to write?
I, I think my main inspiration was to make people aware that what I was thinking. I was not like I was I was not a person with cerebral palsy and just dumb. Like I couldn't do anything. But the inspiration was I I really wanted to show people that I could write, and I could. articulate everything that I couldn't speak.
And I think that's really important, actually. That you're showing that just those words don't have to be locked inside your head just because they can't necessarily come out of your mouth. And then, so what do you like to write about?
I like writing about, of course, my own experiences as a disabled woman, and what fun and games that involves, and with the family and nature. I love bird watching. I love, anything like that's I can visually see. And also I like spiritual writing, and I enjoy writing about love.
Fair enough. Fair enough. As ever, time is short. I would really love you to perform a couple of pieces of your own poetry. So what I'm going to do is say thank you for now and leave you to introduce the poems as you read them.
Thank you. And so the first one I'm going to read, they're both from Wonder Woman, and I'm going to read, first is a short poem called Born Drunk. As I walked down the street, old Asian women began to think. They stared at me, head to feet. She's had too much to drink. Babbling nonsense, I wasn't torn. Yes, I said, God sent me tipsy, drunk, a party before I was born. Desperate for oxygen, but drank whiskey. The next one I'm going to read is called Glued, and that's a pandemic poem about my experiences in the pandemic. It's Glued. My life has stopped. I'm seizing up. I am glued to my garden like bees to a flower. I'm glued to this table like chewing gum. I'm stuck to this computer like gel and hairspray. I am glued to the television, my eyesight tied up in knots. I am glued to the sofa with my library of books. I need help for my walking stick, my knees, back, joints like rust. I am tied to the kitchen sink, cooking, cleaning, repeating. I am glued to the changing moods of my family members. I am glued inside my bubble, waiting for this pandemic to end.
And have you got one more short one, something really nice and uplifting just to close with?
Okay, last one I'm going to read is called Natural Promise. Wash me, dry me, pan me, curl me, cut me, steam me, straighten me, colour me, and treat me rough. Grow me, comb me, set me, braid me, gel me, bleach me, spray me, style me, paint, plait me, and tie me up. Bad days, good days, conditional days, messed up to perfection in all those ways. I shall give you beauty and keep you head protected until I can go no more. I promise. Sincerely yours, Hair.
Oh, that's wonderful. Thank you so much, Kuli.
Okay, thank you very much.